Ori, this is a company I don't work for anymore. I think they went bankrupt, so I don't give a fuck.
And we are actually fucking live. God damn it. What the fuck, YouTube? Here's what was happening. This is on the other fucking channel, right? I was on the fucking thing, and it yesterday just gave me the wrong stream key. It gave me the incorrect stream key on the page. So I went and got the correct stream key over a process that no human being should ever have to subject themselves to. And what do? Fucking YouTube tells me, oh yeah, we're receiving data now. It's excellent. Excellent connection. But the button with which you can start the live stream in the YouTube live control room, yeah, no, it's grey. You can't use it. You can't use it. You can't use it because fuck you, that's why. It's because fuck you. It's because we rape children on Jeffrey Epstein's island. That's because I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. God damn it.
Daddy's mad.
Fucking hate this website sometimes. And this is why I didn't want to do this on the main channel. I don't want to do shit on the main channel with the live streams because all that happens when I do is that I lose fucking subscribers. But no! Oh my god. I just want to make some fucking aioli. This is all I just want to come here to make aioli.
Well, I guess just put out a link for the stream and let's just fucking roll with it.
Yeah. I have to.
I mean, if YouTube's being a cunt, there's not much we could do about it. It's a faceless corporation and nobody takes responsibility.
Oh no, this is the wrong page. Okay, this is now the stream, and I also put it on Twitter. Jesus Christ, man! I want to kill someone.
Oh, hey, but good,
don't say that. Lie.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, come on. We don't need you to be like Dragon Lord.
Some vampires with garlic.
Oh, come on!
That's
like
what we're
Dragon
gonna
Lord.
do in a minute.
I was about to say Dragon Lord threatened to kill some people, and he got his live streaming privileges banned.
Yeah, because he threatened to kill actual people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill anyone. What am I, insane?
You're gonna go and kill Joe YouTube, creator of
General Bot doesn't quite understand nuance.
Oh, hey, a bit of good news. Honey Pop 2 has been announced, and they've shown gameplay of it. If you're into that kind of game.
Speaking of those kind of games, like I love that Steam's like retaliation to like the Epic Store is literally just we'll allow 18 games.
Oh yeah. So, I turned that shit on, and now I get like some really weird fucking games. It's like,
hello,
I'm
welcome
kind of into
to Fast Food Thursday on a Friday on the main channel. Not for a special occasion, but just because YouTube doesn't work. And today, we're gonna make aioli. Which probably also will explode or something. I don't know. Everything is going wrong. So, this is technically speaking my grandmother's recipe. But I only really understood my grandmother's recipe when Chef John from foodwishes.com did it, right? The thing with aioli is it's so simple that the recipes are basically the same. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take we have like it's half a what do you call it? Half a bulb of garlic, and we're gonna do it the traditional way. Now, usually my grandmother does it with an immersion blender. I have this beautiful mortar. And this beautiful pestle. I think this is the mortar and this is the pestle. It might be that this is the mortar and this is the pestle, but I'm pretty sure that the bowl part is the mortar. And also, we're not seeing the studio chat right now. Later, when the aioli is done, we're going to go to the studio chat and stuff. This is just to put this front and center. And yeah,
I just know one is the bowl and one is the mashy thing.
Yeah, that is how I would describe it too. And the reason that I have this board is just so I can fucking crush this garlic a little bit, because if I crush it even just the slightest bit, and you can see these beautiful thick cloves of garlic. Went to the Turkish supermarket for this, because you can even smell it. It's amazing. instead of just the regular supermarket, because those cloves of garlic are not very good. And then just cut off like the ends, just this end, and not even cut them like thin or anything, not slice them, but just into like smaller pieces. So when we're gonna be crushing them later in the bowl part of the mortar, they're not gonna just jump out at us and be. This is some delicious garlic smell, man. And this is the the greatest trick to peeling garlic easily, because it can otherwise be a very finicky piece of work to do. Yes, you guys want to say something?
I made hamburgers before the show, so I'm just eating those right now.
Are they any good?
Well, the butcher I go to, they offer a service where they'll grind up any piece of meat you want. So they had sale on New York strip steaks. I'm just like, fuck it, just grind those up in the ground beef. So I'm eating New York strip ground beef burgers that they ground up and I cooked. So I'm eating those right now. Yeah, I mean, some people might consider that a waste of a good steak, but it's like, I mean, you just grinded it up. That you're not like destroying the steak. You're just using it for another purpose.
Yeah. Actually, I ate burgers like yesterday and the day before that at the same place, and they were
cannibalism.
Very, very good. They like we have this burger place here by a guy from New York, and apparently the burgers are actually like New York quality burgers. So and they are excellent. They do even though they use local ingredients. They do this they make their own bacon. They do this tremendous BLT that I like getting there. It is so good. Yeah, food makes me happy.
You're gonna need a lot of it, I guess, right now.
No, see, that's the trick with me, is that I just get really fucking mad instantly, very quickly, very explosively. But then
I notice.
It's like, okay, and now we're done being mad. Like, we don't need to be mad anymore because we let that out. And we can just chill and make aioli. Like, I'm not mad anymore. I just that happened, and if I think about it too much,
I was going to turn you to the dark side live on stream.
No one's going to turn me. This is how I will never get turned to the dark side, because I actually let the anger out. Because I allow myself to be angry. It's not an emotion that I suppress, because that's how you get fucking serial killers and shit.
Oh, I'm not gonna be a serial killer, I swear. I just want to shoot lightning out my hand. For
who doesn't, though?
Medicinal purposes.
This is not
electroshock therapy.
Delicious smell of garlic.
I'm flooded by Pence memes.
Just gonna put this. I'm gonna just take out my headphones so I can put this in a place where there isn't things right now.
Okay. Yeah, Brady, that gif you posted in the video is perfect to show what Burger was like as just before the stream. Sorry, I'm burping so much.
So now I'm back. What we're going to do now is we're going to take some salt. And yes, I am aware that this is Himalayan salt. And before you people start complaining about, Burger, you fucking idiot, fell for the Himalayan salt scam. Actually, this is way too much.
I was actually going to say, why aren't you using your own homemade German salt?
Okay, now I have salt all over my desk. It is, I have to admit, generally a bad idea to cook at your desk. Most homes have a sort of kitchen type area for cooking purposes.
It's called a kitchen.
Yeah. Kitchen for the Chinese word chen that means cooking. No, I didn't fall for the Himalayan salt scam. I got this thing for like a dime at TK Maxx, and it's still salt. It's a cool fucking container that I can put other salt in, and also it's good salt. It's fairly coarse, so it's great for the thing that we're trying to use it for here, which is to act as a sort of grinding agent in the mortar. This is some fresh. What is this? This is some lemon juice. And before you complain about the fact that I'm using bottled orange fucking lemon juice instead of fresh lemon juice, let me tell you something. Greta is crying because you use like fucking fresh lemon juice. Because all these cooking videos, right? They're all about just do fresh lemon juice, do fresh lemon zest, but it's just a small amount of lemon juice. You don't need a lot of lemon juice, and it's like, what the fuck do I do with the rest of the lemon? If I do it with lemon zest is even worse because you don't even touch the lemon. With orange, it's different because if I take orange zest, I can just squeeze the orange, have some delicious orange juice. Tremendous.
What's wrong with lemon juice?
I'm not gonna drink a glass of lemon juice. So
I've eaten a whole lemon before.
Well, you are autistic, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're kind of a psychopath.
That was a £5 well earned.
What do I think? I'm gonna throw away the fucking rest of the lemon. What do I do with that thing? You know who gets to do this? My grandmother gets to do this because she walks like 4 steps from her stove and she is at a lemon tree where she grabs a lemon, does a thing with it, and then she can throw it into the compost where it just serves as more food for the future. But a lemon here, I live in northern Germany. It has to be imported from someplace sunny, especially in the middle of winter. So this is why I use fucking bottled lemon juice. Just a little bit of it. Just for the action. Just put a little more of it. This should be sufficient. And now what we're going to do is... It's 10:30 in the night. Aioli's just game mayonnaise says beast for $10. My man, for $10, you kind of get to say that, but also you don't because Aioli is explicitly not mayonnaise. Oh, this is a terrible idea. Aioli is explicitly not mayonnaise. The major difference being that mayonnaise is made with egg. And you don't see any egg here, do you, my man? There is most of the stuff that people know as aioli is not in fact aioli, but just garlic mayo. Which there is in principle nothing wrong with it, with garlic mayo. It's just that aioli is a different thing. And doing the fucking just garlic mayonnaise and calling it aioli is what I like to call French style aioli. Because it is common in the Occitania region. That's where that is native to. But that's not necessarily where aioli comes from. The real, original, true aioli. Which comes from the Catalonia and the Balearic Islands. It's basically the oldest condiment known to man. Which is why you can do it in a mortar and pestle. This very simple cooking implement. I have no idea how this sounds on stream, right? By the way, it might just
well,
be...
I'm alt-tabbed, so all I'm hearing is someone slapping his penis.
Just might sound just terrible, but yeah, what we're gonna do
You're gonna add some audible moans, and
as you see, we're gonna crush this garlic down to like a fairly fine paste before we start later with the process of making it into proper aioli, because the only 2 ingredients that you really need for aioli is fucking garlic and oil. That's the only 2 things. There's no egg, there's no milk, there's not even necessarily like lemon and salt. This is just something that people add in modern times, where you can put salt in things without it being prohibitively expensive, because people no longer cross the sea just to steal salt from people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, salt from the sea.
I'm gonna get a spoon so I can manage this better. Get the garlic better places. And this is too big.
Why does steel look the same as cobalt? What the fuck is cobalt? I need to check that.
Beast says for another $10, why the fuck do you know this specific information? Also, the water in pestle just and pestle, it makes you think you're a witch. Well, Beast, I know this specific information because I have forgotten the names of all of my childhood friends. And I needed to put in the just all happy memories I have erased in order to know facts about food that really not even good. The only thing, it's not the kind of information that makes you be impressive at parties. It's really just more the kind of information that makes people think you're a fucking idiot at parties. So that's...
Well, it's better being an idiot than people at work wondering if you're about to sky high.
I was about to say there's another piece of bullshit from the Hauptschule.
This is the main reason is because I am from. I am not from, but I did spend a lot of time during my childhood on the island of Mallorca, which is like the.
Wait, cobalt's an element?
Yeah.
Yes, cobalt is an element. It's.
I thought it was a compound. Once again, the game has lied to me. Why can't I mine cobalt straight up, game? Why do I have to craft it using iron and whatever the
That does sound kind of weird.
Yeah, continue on, Burger. I'm fascinated about your stories about Mallorca because back when I was a little kid, you know, the U.S. military still had a big presence in Germany. And because of that, and because my mom was German and my dad was American, well, that has nothing to do with the story, but yeah, that just for some context.
Are you older than 70?
Oh, I'm really old. We always take our vacations in Mallorca, and I just remember Mallorca as just sort of being like a touristy place to be, and not like as a place, and not as like a place like, oh wow, people actually live here.
You know, Mallorca is a major tourist destination for Germans, and also a lot of British people, though they tend to hang out in different areas. But like, I grew up in the part of the island, the northern part of the island, where there isn't as much tourism, or at least like there are touristy areas, but I grew up in like one of the least touristy areas of the whole island. A very traditional type of place. And it's really cool. Like, I really enjoyed. I go there like basically every year.
It's like I don't remember what part of the island we were on, but I remember enjoying it a lot. I actually remember being like with my dad, and my mom would get really pissed off about it, which was weird, but. Like, cause you could go like to the tourist shops, and they'd have like those little dolls where you squeeze them, and like a pink balloon would come out between the legs, or two little pink balloons that come out on the chest.
Yeah, they sell a lot of that tourist garbage.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's like the titty voodoo dolls. You squeeze them, and they get big titties or a big dick.
I feel like maybe the water is a bit big.
The modern version of that is called a slider.
It's a slider.
Anyway, look at this beautiful
Fantasy.
stuff. Look at this just beautiful crushed garlic in here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start making an emulsion of this. And we could now transfer this to like a mixing bowl, but we're not going to. This is olive oil. So my grandmother recommends doing this with rapeseed oil because it's a lot more neutral in taste. But the traditional way is to do with olive oil. And I got this olive oil, which is supposedly especially mild. Like, it doesn't smell very mild, but I tasted it earlier, and it does taste very mild. And what I'm going to do now is just take 1 teaspoon of the stuff very carefully and put it in here. And let's just take this.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I looked up garlic aioli on Wikipedia, and it's like, garlic, at least what they post on Wikipedia, it looks exactly like mayonnaise. I'm like, if If Burger gets it that fine, I would be impressed. If he got it as fine as mayonnaise.
It shouldn't really necessarily. Yeah, and so
I think the aioli they were showing on Wikipedia was just like some manufactured one.
I mean, you can get some really beautiful stuff, especially if you use a hand mixer that just looks completely white. And if you like use very high quality garlic and cut out all the green stuff, if it has any, which I didn't do. So this aioli is already a little bit green. And my grandmother likes her aioli green because she puts in like herbs. So what I'm doing here is I'm working the olive oil into the aioli, like into this garlic. But I'm doing it very slowly so as to create a proper emulsion. Because otherwise, if I were to add all of my olive oil straight off the bat, the two wouldn't mix. And they just, even if I did get them to mix, they would just immediately separate. And, we don't want that. We want this to... Yeah, I feel like the mortar is way too big. I got this from the store the other day, and I've been just doing things with it for the past couple of days. Just recipes I would never thought I'd try.
Well, I mean, that's good. It's you're quote unquote you're quote expanding your horizon.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, like, okay, this sounds like a kind of a strange segue, but because Walmart is an institution here in the States,
yeah,
and it's a very depressing institution. You could go into a Walmart and just feel like your depression just kicking in as you're in the store. It's a miserable place. So to sort of mitigate that, when I'm back home, what I do is I go to Aldi instead, because we have a couple Aldis here in town.
Yeah, I hear that Aldi's is like kind of taking over American supermarkets a little bit.
Oh God, yes, because well, for one thing, it's not as busy as Walmart is, and I think that's mostly due to the fact that you have to rent your cart. You have to go up with a quarter and...
Yeah, that is crazy that that's just not a thing in the US, that you have to put some money into the cart.
Yeah, so...
I don't think they have the same kind of jippos we do, which just yeet them into a river.
Well, it's like you go inside the store and it's like there's... everything is so cheap. It's cheaper than Walmart, but... you quickly realize it's like, oh, there's a compromise there. It's like you have to bag your own groceries, and you have to
and also
pay for the
insane
bag.
To me that you don't bag your own groceries.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, dude?
This is just amplifying the stereotype of Americans being fat and lazy.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what Aldi is doing. But it's like, aside from that, it's just that because of all the
stereotype, shop at Aldi.
Well, because of all these limitations, so it's like a certain group. Actually, the thing I've noticed with Aldi is that you see a lot of older people shopping there, and I guess it's just because it kind of reminds them like the old school grocery store where you had to do all that shit yourself. But no, it's like I go in there and I go shopping, and I really enjoy it because it's like it's not as busy.
And Lidl were the same thing.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they like a blood feud with each other.
No. The blood feud is Aldi Nord and Aldi Süd. There's two Aldis in Germany. It's Nord and Süd. There was originally there was one, but then when the guy died, the two sons took over different parts of the.
Yeah, it doesn't the
France, yeah.
Well, it doesn't the blood
I'm
doesn't
just remembering this. Doesn't Walmart technically own Tesco?
Yeah, Walmart owns Tesco.
Asda.
Or no, Asda. Yeah, they own Asda. Tesco is its own thing. But no, doesn't the blood feud between the two Aldis stem from the fact that like one brother wanted to sell cigarettes and the other one didn't?
That might be true. I don't actually know, but that sounds like something that's true. I think
because I know
do now, but I'm not sure.
Well, well, they don't sell cigarettes at ours, but like I know that like the proper Aldi stores over here in the States are owned by like either Aldi Sud or Aldi Nord. It's the one with the orange and blue logo.
Yeah, that's the southern one, Aldi Sud.
Yeah, so okay, Aldi Sud owns all the Aldi stores over here, but oh fuck, what the hell's the organic store? Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi Nord.
Huh. I was not aware of that.
Really?
Yeah, so Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi Nord.
Oh, that's why you can get Trader Joe's stuff at Aldi Nord. Huh.
Yeah, like they sell some. I mean, for being
Thrilling entertainment, chat.
yeah.
Look, I think we're almost done
Trader
here.
Joe's is like
It's-
usually pretty pricey, at least in my neck of the world.
But no, like I guess I'm basically just trying to say it's like I'm giving up on Walmart. I'm just going to Aldi because even though it's more work to shop at Aldi, it's a much better experience.
God forbid, pack your own bags, more work.
I actually only shop at Trader Joe's because I need to feel better than other people.
Oh my god, it's Beast!
What the fuck is up? Yeah.
Look at this beautiful stuff. Oh, it's tremendous. This is what Aioli looks like. I'm gonna get like a glass
It's actually
container.
a potent elixir to fight against vampires.
It is. I'm gonna get a glass and a sort of spoon and spatula that shit over. Let's see.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good for some. That's looking pretty good for some gay mayonnaise.
Like when I said that, that wasn't an insult, but that is what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, no, like our joke yesterday when the stream was
semen.
well, I love the joke we came up with yesterday when the stream was all broken and so it was just us shooting the shit. Was because everybody lost their shit at Turning Point Greg's, so we just made up Turning Point IKEA.
What is Turning Point Greg's?
Oh
Hey.
here we go.
Oh god, go to the studio and just scroll up, and you'll find Turning Point Greg's.
Someone
Jesus,
is.
who the fuck is flying through a tunnel?
Yeah, something is weird with someone's audio. I'm not sure who it is because I don't have the.
Iron.
Oh, it's Iron Front. I don't know what's happening at your end, but it's something weird.
Okay, wait,
This
is
is
the
gonna be
train?
like the first time Iron Front went on where the first thing he did was a battle droid impression.
Oh no, this is a terrible idea. I have to do this in a way that's not gonna destroy my desk. So I'm just gonna spoon this over and then finish up with a spatula. Look at this. It's such a stable emulsion too. And it is
Emulsion is such a nice word.
It is. It's kind of disgusting looking, I do have to be honest. It looks like just boogers with oil. It kind of does.
Kind of see it, but for
Isn't
me,
that just
like,
crude oil?
I've got the audio turned off on the screen, but up on the call, so I'm watching it simultaneously, but it's completely out of sync.
Oh yeah. Do you get the first scoop on the audio, but not on the video? That
Nope,
video
I
is
gotta wait for
democratic.
everyone up.
Everyone has the same rights on video.
It kind of looks like when they make applesauce for infants and they just grind it
Kind of does,
for like an
yeah.
extra hour. Yeah,
So,
pretty sure it doesn't taste like applesauce. I hope my audio is
absolutely does
fixed.
not.
I hope my audio is fixed or somewhat better.
Let's see how this tastes. Let's grab some of this stuff.
But yeah, I had to double check because I live next to a train
Oh, boy.
to a set of railroad tracks, and I was worried that a train was rolling in.
Mmm. Ah. Mmm. This is Jesus. The thing about aioli, which a lot of people when they actually have real aioli for the first time, it's very off-putting to them. is that it has a very intense garlic flavor.
Considering you put like 4 or 5 whole cloves in.
Yeah, you put a lot of garlic into that.
Yeah, I mean, that only just changes the amount that you make, not how garlicky the aioli is. Because in a mayonnaise, the garlickiness of it is sort of... It kind of looks disgusting, though, let's be honest. It is sort
Speaking of
offset
autism,
by the egg and the cream and all. There's no egg in that. There's no cream in that. But, like, you know. But in aioli, it's just the garlic.
Yeah.
I used to eat garlic puree in school. I just really like the taste. Pure garlic.
Yeah, this is like garlic puree, but with oil. Okay, I'm gonna put away the mortar into the kitchen for a minute, and then I'm gonna get some beer. But this, it came out very well, I find. It was very tasty. I really look forward to eating the rest of it. It's very garlicky. I think I'll try out the rapeseed oil method that my grandmother recommended for the next time that I do this. But so far with the olive oil, it's mild enough that while you still taste it, it's not like obtrusive at all. And actually tastes quite nice. What's the first beer we're going to drink tonight? Let's go with this one. So yeah, that's basically how you make aioli. It's really very simple. You don't need to... You don't even need a mortar and pestle. If you have an immersion blender, you just take the garlic cloves, throw them in there, maybe with like the salt and the lemon juice, and just brush it up a little bit, and then slowly like add the oil to create this emulsion, and it's gonna be very tasty. Frankly, it's a different taste than garlic mayonnaise. It's a lot more garlicky, a lot more intense, but when you get used to it, you will never want to go back to garlic mayo.
But what's the consistency like?
It's a bit like yeah. I mean that stuff was like this like baby not powder. What were you saying, Ironfront? What this looks like?
Oh, like when you puree applesauce to make it very fine, so that way babies can eat it. It's like a pudding, almost.
Yeah. Why is this going?
Like a watery pudding.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had aioli in a restaurant that wasn't like a completely pretentious shithole, and I don't think I have.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, like sriracha hot sauce is basically hipster ketchup here in the States.
I mean, I think it's a kind of a pretentious thing in like the but it's not going to be aioli proper. Probably it's going to be garlic mayo. I know a lot of chefs talk about how they're going to make aioli and then they make garlic mayo, and I'm like, this makes me extremely angry, and I want to punch you in the face.
It's always like, oh yeah, like here's like our chef's special burger with like garlic aioli and like arugula on it. Like I want that green shit anywhere near my food. And then like it's like it's a thought where like the beer is crafted $12 a bottle or something like that. Like really just annoying shit.
Oh yeah, like their special hamburger is, we replaced the lettuce with spinach and the cheese with blue cheese.
I mean, I do like pretentious burgers, but it's like I think I prefer my pedestrian burgers. Like for pretentious burgers, yeah, I have to go to like a pretentious place. But frankly, the fact that they call it a garlic aioli just shows that they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Because aioli literally means garlic and oil.
Yeah.
So this is a garlic and oil.
Extra garlic and garlic.
Actually, one thing I've always wanted to try, because I always hear it talked about when on like the ancient history channels on YouTube, is that fish
garum.
Fish sauce? Yeah, garum. I've always It sounds like when they say like how it's made and stuff, it just sounds so disgusting. But I still just want to try it. I want to try garum, and it's like
I really do. Too.
Okay, so legit, this actually kind of brings up something because for a while I've actually been trying to figure out Roman recipes, right? And I actually found something you can check out. It's called
Split them in two.
It's called De Re Culinaria. It's a old school Roman cookbook that survived the Empire, and it's like in PDF format online. You can still read it.
oh yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't been that interested in trying garum, but I don't know, maybe one of these days.
The thing about garum is that you need to live in like the Mediterranean to properly make it. So I've been trying to get my grandmother to do it, but she was like, "Dude, nah, this is disgusting."
Actually,
it's like
most books.
it's like Roman ketchup.
This is well, calling it Roman ketchup isn't true because it's just a very popular condiment. This is a green beer, and it still is kind of traditional. It's Berliner Weisse, which is a kind of beer with Waldmeister, so Woodruff flavor. It's been around for a while, so I like this a lot. I'm not trying any new beers tonight.
Oh, well, let me tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Juice, Joose, Screwdriver Cocktail Malt Liquor, and it displays prominently on the can 14% alcohol by volume and a big warning sign saying "Warning contains alcohol." And it's part of the J series from Juice Brands Company.
As for me, I am drinking an extra stout Guinness.
Oh, that's nice.
I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even trust that. That sounds like it's something made to trap black people. Fuck that.
I'm sorry, what?
I think what I'm drinking is totally meant to be marketed towards minorities because it's just so garish and just like the biggest marketing on here is 14% alcohol.
Yeah, all I gotta say, my dude, Four Loco.
Oh, I missed out on the Four Loco craze.
I've had it before. It's just my recommendation. Don't.
Well, yeah, it's just basically Jaeger bombs, isn't it? It's just Jaeger bombs with a lot of caffeine.
Jaeger's disgusting.
Yeah.
Think of it more like a vodka and Red Bull, but it tastes a lot.
What is Jaeger bombs? Isn't it just Jägermeister?
It's Jaeger and like Red Bull.
It's Jägermeister and Red Bull.
Why?
Because you
want to be drunk more than you want to be alive.
Yeah.
Do they have a Four Loco in your neck of the woods burger?
It makes you drunk, but it also keeps you awake.
And we have what in my neck of the woods?
Four Loco.
I mean, it sounds kind of Spanish.
Germany.
But you should go to.
It's basically like a canned Jaeger bomb type shit.
Go to like any supplement store and look for a pre-workout called Mr. Hyde. It's got 400 milligrams of caffeine in a scoop, and then like you mix that with some vodka and you drink that, and then like if you don't die, you'll be awake for a while.
You can get like a Red Bull with vodka here, in a can. You can buy that at the supermarket, but that's just
Mr. Hyde is a little bit next level than Red Bull. Like, so there's Mr. Hyde, and then there's Jekyll that has like 250 milligrams of caffeine and some other stuff in there. And if you take both of them, like you can feel your heart and also like your skin turns on fire. It's like it's scary the first couple of times, and I'm pretty sure I shaved off a couple of years of my life. But like, fuck my 80s anyway. I don't care about that.
Just do cocaine at that point. It sounds simple.
Okay, that actually reminds me of this.
I'm not allowed to do any of that.
Video
I need to live forever.
Yeah, just I guess just basically just like imagine being drunk but being unable to sleep. That's what it's
Fuck
like.
that. I like sleeping.
I am very familiar with the like emotion of being extremely tired but unable to sleep.
No, but this is being drunk and unable to sleep. Because eventually, when you're drunk, normally you eventually just pass out.
I mean,
yeah.
If you keep on drinking, that's true.
Yeah, but this is just like, oh, that's not going to happen because you're pumping caffeine through every orifice. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Does that mean also through your nose?
Sure.
Not if you really want to.
You know, that talk of like energy drinks feeling your heart racing, right? It reminds me of this video I saw a long time ago. It was this guy who drank like I think it was like a 4-pack of Red Bull, and he was hospital, right? His heart was like inflated to the size of a soccer ball, and you could see it just pumping, like watching a soccer ball deflate and inflate its sides over it.
Did he have any broken ribs?
There was a woman that today that was having like Monster Energy, but it was like a fucking cappuccino version, and I'm like, yeah, because you need extra fucking caffeine in that.
It is insane to me that we put as much like science into making different kinds of energy drink. Monster energy drink specifically, as we did varieties of cheese as a civilization or varieties of beer. That is just so crazy because I walk past the energy drink aisle at the supermarket and I'm like, this is just more colors than even exist in the visible spectrum. Like, I'm pretty sure if I look hard enough, I will find colors that I have never seen before. Because they have so many different flavors.
Ultraviolet Monster Energy,
Oh, yeah.
something you take just before you die.
Wait. So you guys don't have Bang over there yet, do you?
Dude, Bang is shit. Oh no! Oh god, dude, have you had the birthday cake flavor of Bang?
I was about to say, have you had have you had the unicorn sparkle flavor of Bang? Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I haven't had that one, but I had the birthday cake flavor, and it's the worst thing I've ever done to myself. It really is.
Yeah, it's like you guys are just discovering Monster Energy drink flavors. We're already on the Bang, which is just.
No, dude, Bang is old now. It's all about rain now.
Well, it's like what was the one? Wait, what was the
quick caffeine?
They had one energy drink. Bang had one energy drink over the summer called like what was it? Star Spangled Banner. It was supposed to be like this U.S. Patriot like flavored drink. I can't comprehend what it tasted like.
Is it like freedom? What the fuck?
Yeah, it tastes like I guess that's freedom flavor.
Those are the best things though, where they don't even put anything on the label in particular. They just describe a vague concept. And it's just, no, because so many of these flavoring agents just have no natural equivalent. We just threw a bunch of shit together and it tasted good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Enjoy the decades of life you are sacrificing for every drag of this.
Does that mean that someone can make the flavor of infinity?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if we're gonna die in a couple months because of coronavirus, who really gives a shit?
I have to look up Bang now, though. Bang. I'm going to Google Bang, and it's going to be porn. Bang beverage.
Yeah, Bang beverage.
Okay, piña colada is I understand that, right? That's something that is in my brain. But birthday cake bash.
Okay, no. So the birthday cake, that's the worst one. Like I drink it, and you start drinking it, and first it hurts. Like it hurts like you emotionally because you don't know, like you know what a birthday cake is, and you don't know what this tastes like, but you know it's not that. And then like you think, all right, so maybe that one was a fluke, and it doesn't actually it can't actually taste like what I like. That didn't just happen to me. So you drink it a little bit more. And it keeps happening, and you're scared, and you're confused, but you can't stop because eventually this has to make sense. This has to make sense to you. You live in a universe that is ordered. Cause and effect is a thing. There is things have to be known. So you keep going, and it doesn't get better. But the fact that it doesn't get better continues to make it worse for you. It's the weirdest fucking sensation.
That sounds like psychological torture.
A little bit, yeah.
Like crime.
I have this
in a can.
That sounds like the feeling I first got when I watched Filthy Frank.
Is it energy drink? Is it coffee? Isn't creatine something they put in protein powder? Also, half of the search results are just for Sillet Bang, like industrial cleaner.
Well, that's my favorite.
Bang, and the dirt is gone.
Yeah,
the coffee's pretty good.
Kitchen
at first, after a while.
Yeah, they do. So... Yeah, they do. They do have like a Bang Keto Coffee series.
And it's supposed to be 0 calories for coffee?
Yeah, it's like a keto coffee drink that they have.
I have to buy this now.
But no,
Seattle to Phoenix, Arizona, in like 27 hours, and I basically lived off of Bang the entire time. And one, don't do that. But two, like after a while, like your body's like receptors are just shot, and then caffeine doesn't do anything to you anymore.
Well, yeah,
like,
because each can has like 350 milligrams of caffeine, so it just blows out your fucking receptors.
So you can get
everything I've said so far sounds like a cry for help.
I can buy a Bang energy drink for like €2 a can at like online sports stores as like a health drink.
Man,
I mean, I guess.
But there's some like fitness shops. I might have to look into this because this looks weird enough to be interesting to me. And if it has 0 calories, fuck it. I'm just gonna essentially commit suicide.
Yeah.
The club, buddy.
So, Beast, what's the human safe levels of caffeine for human consumption?
0. Gram bias.
Well, it's not like really what's safe. It's just what's unsafe, and I'm pretty.
You roboted out there, Beast. Or am I roboting out?
No, I can hear you just fine. I just posted a picture of the quote-unquote patriotic Bang. They call it Star Blast.
Yeah, I saw pictures of this. This is just French. This is the French flag and the Dutch flag.
Don't tell Americans that. But no, I know a guy who's on keto, and he does their keto coffee energy drinks.
Is it kicked at balls?
Keto shit tastes horrible. I can't do keto anymore. I put myself into the ER twice this year on keto because my body hates it.
Jesus.
So now I just
hold up. What? Why?
Why? Because I want abs more than I want to be healthy.
Fair enough.
I do not understand human. You're all insane.
That is fair enough, I suppose. You gotta stop, my man. You gotta stop.
No, I had to stop now because, like, basically something happened with my stomach where, like, I think it's like my acid production didn't turn off, so it was just like I was like constantly like eating myself, and then painkillers didn't do anything.
Jesus,
it eventually stopped, but I can't drink vodka or tequila anymore.
Shit. Are you sure you didn't drink bleach? Because it sounds similar to the effects of drinking bleach.
And you can't drink vodka and beer anymore forever.
Well, vodka and tequila. I can drink beer. I tested beer.
You can't drink vodka and tequila forever.
Wait. So you can drink
regenerate?
Wait, so can you drink like white and black rum?
Yes, rum is fine. I've gone through a lot of alcohol to test this out. Vodka, vodka, it just starts hurting a lot really quickly.
But will you regenerate your esophagus?
One way to find out, like,
let's drink some vodka.
Going.
Okay, if my girlfriend was right here right now, I'd get her on the line because, like, she's an RN and might be able to make some sense of this. But as for me, I am a small-brained boy and cannot help you.
No, it's fine. Like I went to the doctor a lot. I had to get an endoscopy, but like the problem is like by that point it wasn't like as like it had been some time because like they like constantly like running tests or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we don't really know why this is happening. And then like by the time I got my endoscopy, like it wasn't as bad anymore, so like they didn't find anything. So I'm like, should I go like drink a lot and also just eat just have nothing but like vodka and steak for like 3 days to make it worse again to go back in? But
that's
like
generally a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's just a bad idea.
No.
I was out of painkillers at that point, and I'm not doing that again.
Well, I mean, the human body requires a certain amount of carbs per day, regardless of what the keto and Atkins people say, you still need some carbs. And I imagine this vodka and steak, you're really only getting protein and fat. That's going to really fuck your body up. Regardless of...
Have you ever gone into rabbit starvation?
What's that?
Have you ever gone into rabbit starvation?
Wait, what kind of starvation?
Beast, are you okay?
Hey,
do you need a hug?
So basically, it's named after like when some explorers somewhere were going somewhere, and they would basically only eat rabbits, and rabbits are like a really lean protein. There's like they didn't have any carbs, and there's not enough fat on it.
I've never been in a situation where
I've heard of that.
Can I just point out, right? It's like you speak like you've drunk 20 gallons of caffeine.
I just slammed. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. It's leg day, and like we who are about to fucking die salute you. So I just had like I think it's called Total War. I'm not sure, but like it's got some really aggressive packaging, and like I'm shaking pretty hard right now. But I'm gonna go like pick up 500 pounds a couple of times. So fuck it.
I'm going to go lift everything.
Do good.
I mean, I'm
gonna achieve that peak performance look that he's after, and he's just gonna have green hair, just completely bare, and it's just gonna be like a giant tank size, and he'll have no pupils.
I mean, the worst woo-woo pill I've ever taken was horny goat weed, but that was it.
That doesn't even sound like some shit you should take, dude.
No, it's like I found it in a health foods. Oh god, I'm hearing myself. I found it in a health food store, and it's just called horny goat weed. I'm just like, okay. I imagine it just has like a shitload of caffeine in it. Let me find it. It's apparently its actual name is called Baron Warts.
I'll go get another beer while you continue this conversation.
The names it goes under is Baron Wart, Bishop's Fat, Fairy Wing, or Horny Goat Weed.
Like, is it supposed to be like one of those like natural like Viagra things? Because that's what it sounds like.
Beast, have you tried drinking sulfuric acid?
No, that's spicy.
I just want to make sure.
Water, bro.
Are you sure you haven't tried it?
Water.
Okay, I posted a link to its WebMD page for horny goat weed.
Which room?
Yeah, in the studio. Yeah, it's called Yin Yang Ho in Chinese medicine.
It's called Yang Yang Ho.
It's like arginine and stuff like that. Stuff that's increase blood flow, stuff like that. So
horny goat weed is commonly used by mouth for sexual performance problems such as erectile dysfunction.
So
I used it when it was like, oh yeah, we gotta unload this truck. So I just I took it, and it helped make it easier to just do that shit.
By lifting the boxes with your dick.
Oh, I didn't get a boner.
So this
didn't work for me.
Is a beer by the Landgang Brauerei brewery from Hamburg. It's kind of local to where I am, and it's called Weizheit. It's a Weizen IPA. So I'm gonna try it. I actually have not tried this one before. Sorry, continue on.
No, I'm suddenly realizing I seem to get many people in my circle seem to all turn out to be druggies, and I am the most clean person this side of England.
Oh, dude, if I lived in a more liberal state, I'd be on way more drugs than I am right now.
He doesn't live in a more liberal state. He lives in the north. Wait, isn't this a picture of your? This is just you, Beast, isn't it?
It's referring to the what Beast is aiming for, but yeah, that's a picture of me.
Yeah.
Okay, IRL pic?
Yeah, it's an IRL.
As opposed to what kind of pic?
You know, your image reminds me of a Tekken fighter.
I get that a lot.
I need to remember the name of him.
It's Gordo, I think. Eddie Gordo. Why do I know this?
Do you know that?
It's probably not Ryu from Street Fighter.
Wait, isn't Eddie Gordo from Tekken?
Yeah. Did he say Tekken?
Yeah, I thought Eddie Gordo was from Tekken.
It's like the sweat back of his hair is this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's some cool stuff, though.
You know, when you're in a fight, do you just spam like a low leg kick? No, wait, that's King.
King's like the mask guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy with the
Tigers.
He's
You
the
know
guy.
who he reminds me
Yeah.
of, actually? Hey, he reminds me of fucking Blanca a little bit from Street Fighter.
Blanca.
I'm
Not
sorry,
really.
what?
Blanca's kind of more hunched over and hairier.
Yeah, and also green. Let's just point it green type situation, okay?
And
I'm
also
just saying.
and also Brazilian.
Yeah.
Now that looks more Mexican, like a.
Well, I don't really think the
That's
ethnicity
probably
matters
because
all
he
that
is.
much if to begin with you're green.
I'd wear that outfit though. Hell yeah.
Fucking the head.
No, the closest fighter I could be like in either Tekken or Street Fighter is who was the guy in Street Fighter 4 who was just like who looked like a potato with like toothpicks for legs and arms?
Toy Story.
Oh, Rufus.
Yeah, Rufus.
The fat guy?
Yeah, I'm like built like Rufus.
I love
Was
that
disturbingly fast.
I love that the end of like
to pick
Rufus's
myself
storyline
up,
on Tekken
but I know
4.
exactly what I'm like in terms of fighting capability.
I love that like the end of
And,
Rufus's storyline in Tekken 4 is just that he's now ripped and it's the worst thing that could happen to him.
Yeah, there was a guy in Tekken. I forgot his name. Like his name's like Ken or something. In Tekken. He's a fat guy for Tekken, and like for a brief while he lost like 200 pounds, and it just made him like the worst fighter ever because it threw off his fighting style. Because he used his body weight to enhance his fighting style, and since he lost so much weight, it just fucked him up completely.
That is commitment, man.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Fucking Choji and Naruto.
I would just fight and I'd end up like Yamcha. I'll be honest.
Dude, I'd be lucky if I looked like fucking.
Yeah, the guy in Tekken, his name is Bob.
Bob.
Or Robert Richards, but yeah.
Guy or no? Who told him that outfit or that hair was okay? What the fuck?
When you can't come up with a surname, you just take a first name and make it a surname. Just fuck it.
Yeah, this is Rufus. Yeah, that's Bob, the second guy.
Oh yeah, Bob is the one that got thin at the end, and that was the worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like if there's the closest like build in a fighting game, that's my build.
Not E Honda.
Well, E Honda like trains as a
he isn't just fat. He is actually ripped.
He's ripped.
At both.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he fights
sumo wrestlers
sumo,
like
right?
mostly it's
So-
all just muscle.
Yeah.
yeah. Sumo wrestlers are fucking ripped. It's like they're not just fat; they're just.
Just imagine the cost to their health that making their body be that way is. It's like,
It's a
I've
lot
seen
of
this,
money.
Yeah, holy shit. I've seen this pic of like Rogan now, where someone on Twitter described it as a fat man wearing a muscle suit is what he looks like now. That he's like in his mid-50s and still lifting like 200 kilograms a day all the time or some shit.
God. Oh, isn't there? I forgot his name. There's like a Hawaiian dude. There's a Hawaiian dude who became like a sumo champion, and he was like the first sumo champion from outside Japan. I forgot his fucking name.
I would probably die.
Oh god, with their kind of diet, yeah, because it's like they work out so fucking much, but then they consume like 15,000 calories a day.
Damn.
That's so much. Like
But you gotta remember the kind of calories. It's like lots of meat, lots of vegetables, and lots of fucking rice.
I know, like it's not
actually,
eating that much.
I'd just like to point in, like, considering it's not like fat, and they actually do work out a lot. It probably isn't that big a risk to their health during
It's just
while they're young.
the frame that you have.
Their skeleton's gonna be hurt a lot.
It's just unhealthy.
I think the health problems are less what typically fat people have. I think it's just the arthritis.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah,
it's like your joints hurt. It's harder to move around. Like you just get tired.
Considering once they retire, like, just eat less and the same sort of exercise for a month, and they probably lose it all very quickly. And I'm like, do they end up like when Goku takes off like the turtle hermit outfit, and when they jump, did they just like go through like a ceiling?
I think they just have really nice things.
Yeah, I looked at the guy I talked about, Akibono Taro, or as he was born, Chadwick Hino Rowan. From
it's like
literally Ashad.
His actual name appears to be Akibono _tar $C5 $8D.
But no, naming system. I gave them that.
But when he was fighting, he's 6'8" and 514 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, he was like
ball.
he was like the first like Western sumo champion, if I remember correctly. But now he coaches sumo wrestling in Japan now because he's retired.
Wasn't Chuck Norris like the first black belt or something, or like 10 grade or something?
But
Chuck Norris? I don't know.
He was like a legit, really good karate. I think he took like several world championships. That's what I do know about Chuck Norris. And that he's just massively anti-gay.
But what if he's secretly gay himself?
Oh, he definitely is.
I just remember there was like a town in Eastern Europe who were building a new bridge, and they were like the first victim of the online hey, name our thing poll thing, and they were the first victim of it because it's like now they have a bridge called like the Chuck Norris Bridge.
I was surprised it wasn't something with Hitler.
It's nearly always something Hitler.
No, it's better to go with the Chuck Norris option, because with the Hitler option, it's always like, okay, it's Hitler. You can get away with not doing it that way, and people like, yeah, I mean, the result of the poll was Hitler. But, like, people are legit fans of Chuck Norris. He's like an actual impressive person that exists and isn't like a horrible individual in the cultural canon. So
okay, it was a bridge in Slovakia where they did an online poll, and the poll said name it Chuck Norris, and the lawmakers rejected it.
Well, this is now the only thing I know about Slovakia, and so the country's estimation is very low.
Did it used to be part of Yugoslavia?
Everything used to be part of Yugoslavia.
Wait, hang on. Majiri Bridge, previously known as blah blah blah. Online name and poll determined the new name of the bridge, caused controversy and media attention when American comedians wait, hang on. This is a completely different bridge. So there was another bridge in Budapest where they did an online poll, and Stephen Colbert won as the name of the bridge, and they rejected that name.
And instead choosing Hitler.
Well, I know Hitler. That was the Mountain Dew. Like you can,
damn, the Mountain Dew. Hitler did nothing wrong. It's like,
I love myself. Hitler did nothing wrong.
What the fuck is that? I mean, it looks interesting as hell. I'm gonna be straight with you.
Wait, I saw that on Reddit. I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I saw that on the popular tab. Who is this guy? What's up with him?
Oh no, my friend sent it to me. I had to see it. Everyone else has to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, it just leaves me confused and scared.
But speaking of weird polls, I am genuinely mad that they didn't call it the boat you make a boat face.
I am as well. It's like people they didn't like that, but I'm like, that is like the most legit name you could ever have asked for.
And it's not even
It's not even controversial.
It's not. It's just. It's cute. It is just. It's wholesome.
Well, wait. Didn't another town in Great Britain they got a brand new road, snowplow and snow gritter, and they gave an online poll and they ended up calling it Mr. McGritter or something.
Mr. Plow, I think.
Or yeah, and
but that was in fucking Grand Tour. They were on about that, and it's like, oh, jeez, how did no?
Well, they ended up calling it Mr. Plow, and they're like, yeah, we'll call it Mr. Plow, because I mean, it's just it's just a road gritter. Who cares?
But I would have gone with Gritler.
Hey, I'm gonna repost something. I'm gonna repost something from our non-stream yesterday.
So fucked up, dude. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
God damn it! Not this shit again.
Bury it quickly.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up from yesterday when we did our non-stream.
Yeah, we were in chat yesterday for a while I was just being extremely angry about the fact that just nothing fucking worked.
Too bad Yellow Cheese isn't here today because, yeah, he was posting shit from Peter Sweden from Twitter.
I remember I posted this tweet by fucking Stefan Molyneux. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, he's Tulsi Gabbard. You're 38 years old. Those eggs are getting kind of old, aren't they?
Yeah, I shouldn't scroll up because there were some things posted that don't belong on the live stream. Let me find Stefan the tweet. Let me find it again. It's just...
Okay, well, let me repost the thing that Yellow Cheese posted. It's like Peter Swin's like, I love myself some proper Norwegian food. It's like, that's a fucking microwave dinner that you can fucking buy in Norway.
Maybe he was being ironic?
Maybe? I don't know. Well, it's like he posted a video of himself like in a Norwegian town eating a block of cheese. And it's just like, okay, I guess this is Norwegian culture? I don't know.
I could assure you.
How much does this guy fucking tweet? What does he ever do anything else?
Clearly not.
No. You're talking about Molyneux, right?
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard is 38. No kids yet on her second marriage. I hope she thinks about having kids. Can you imagine how much fun it would be to grow up in Hawaii? The door is closing fast. Ambition alone can't keep you company in old age. Oh!
Tulsi Gabbard is a colonel in the Hawaiian National Guard.
She's a fucking war hero.
Yeah, she's a fucking
Well, how is her having kids gonna be the thing that defines? She's a presidential candidate. She is one of three presidential candidates that are actually good.
Yeah, she's a presidential candidate who's actually worth a shit. She's not like Biden or Warren who are just
she's a congresswoman.
Hacks. Yeah, she's a congresswoman.
Unfortunately, here in this country, we have some weird fucking biases when it comes to politicians.
Yeah, she's a colonel in the fucking U.S. Army National Guard, and oh god, fuck this guy. Fuck anybody named Molyneux. You got Stefan Molyneux, who's like obsessed. Who's like fucking obsessed with like women and their ovaries, and he got Peter Molyneux, who's like, oh, I'm gonna make the game that recreates the universe, and he just fucking scams people out of their hard-earned money. Fuck anybody named Molyneux.
Fuck Peter Molyneux. I'm still like, I never forgave him for Fable. Just
I never. Okay. I should have.
It's probably not even the same guy. That would just makes it more racist.
Oh, but no. I finally realized that Peter Molyneux was a fucking hack with Gaudius. It took me that fucking long. Like, I held out for Fable. Black and White was actually pretty good, but like,
Wasn't
I kind
Black
of
and White the same as Gaudius? Like,
basically,
in terms of concept?
yeah, pretty much as what it ended up being. I
remember being a little kid, like reading Game Informer magazine about like how this long spread they did about Fable and how I'd be able to like kill werewolves and then like skin them and then like make armor from anything that I wanted and like all of this cool shit you'd be able to do. And then you get Fable and it's like, where is literally anything? The morality system is like super, super deep. You can be an asshole the entire game, but if you don't kill your sister at the end, all of a sudden you're fucking Jesus.
You could just eat tofu and become a good guy. That's what fucking the game is.
You know, that's actually how real life works, though. Like, that's real.
Meanwhile, in Skyrim, I put the Halo Spartan power armor on, and then I go and with a bucket and milk one of my thralls because their milk is like a 5,000 point potion or something.
But this is like how I felt about Spore, because I read like about Spore in a gaming magazine. That was the very first gaming magazine that I read, and it had an article about Spore. And I've never been as excited for a game, nor will I ever be as excited for a game again. Spore is the best thing, and it was so disappointing.
Despite this, oh, dude, there's a YouTuber on YouTube, called.
Oh, really? A YouTuber on YouTube? God forbid.
Yeah.
What a
he's called like MXR Mods, and he reviews mods for Skyrim, and he reviews all the mods, including the mods for Skyrim that include like pregnancy and lactation and all kinds of things.
MXR mods.
I love this civilization.
But like on my Skyrim, everybody has like just a thick dick, so like I can't.
Bonds.
And I'm there, one of the rare few people that added fucking Frostfall and needs and diseases.
Frostfall is so good. I fucking love that mod.
Just to make my life harder.
Meanwhile, my Skyrim is just like huge tits, huge dicks, huge asses, and the crabs have monocles.
You know there's porn, right? You don't have to put porn in Skyrim.
You know what you all should do is you should all play Enderal.
I installed because Enderal you can get Enderal on Steam, and I have it installed. I just need to play it.
It's very good. I like the voice acting.
Is this sponsored by some sort of developer?
Honestly, Berg, I'd love to play it. The only problem is, for some reason, it doesn't work with Special Edition. It only works with the base version.
Like, do the fucking... This is sponsored by Raid. I will automatically close the window.
But like, it's the dark fantasy game. You get so many champions, dude.
You get this one big titty bitch who, in the stock image, gets eaten by a dragon every time.
Wait, so the game has vor too?
Yeah, apparently.
We talking eaten or eaten out? That is probably porn that exists. There's probably Raid Shadow Legends Rule 34 at this point.
Of course
there has to be, yeah. My favorite ad read for Raid Shadow Legends is Internet Historian, because it's like he totally just shits on the game the entire time, but it manages to still get approved.
Yeah, it is genuinely so good. He's probably the best YouTuber. I'm not even joking. It's like I regularly just watch his videos again and again. And when he came up with a video that's like an hour long recently, I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, for No Man's for No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, because oh god, like I started replaying No Man's Sky because I played it too long to get the 2-hour refund, so it's just been sitting in my library. And so I played it after a couple years, and it's like it's actually a good game. And he's totally right; it is turning into a good game.
Let's be honest. Two of those guys, on the tongue scraper pic, the back ones, they kind of look like dudes. Like, two of those girls, they look like dudes, and they have pretty thick crotches in the artwork, too. So, I don't want to imply anything, but...
Oh, like glorious North Korean
Wait,
chap.
wait, can we, because, well, I'm kind of German, but you're definitely German, Burger. Can we imply some East German Olympic shenanigans with this?
I don't actually know about the East German Olympic shenanigans.
Oh. Yeah, they totally, like, on their female gymnastics and other sports teams, East Germany, like, fed them a shitload of steroids and a lot of them just kind of became men.
Oh, well, Russia does that today, so... And,
well, I mean...
in many disciplines of sport, this has just become legal, so...
Well, like, when I was growing up and the West Germany and East Germany was still a thing, that was, like, kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And that's how Futanari porn started.
You remember?
I mean,
that? Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, you gotta remember, I'm old as fuck, so I do remember that.
Germany. It's like you reminded me of the Anthem parody.
I still can't believe that. Well, okay, I can totally believe that nostalgia still exists in Berlin, where it's like there's like stores in tourist traps in Berlin where you can buy a whole bunch of fake East German paraphernalia.
There was some good stuff. It was like many of the it was the modern day equivalent of, you know how there's a lot of countries where they go through a period of serious starvation and then they emerge from it having great food, which almost always happens, except for in like Ireland.
We exported our famine.
But kind of the same thing happened in, like, to an extent, the Soviet states as such, but especially East Germany, where they came up with a lot of stuff like Muckefuck, which you shouldn't drink it as like a coffee replacement, but in and of itself, it has a very interesting flavor. It's like for us, like, well, I was taught from my on my American side, my American grandma, is that like mac and cheese and like the whole Velveeta cheese, putting Velveeta cheese on everything and making it taste good was from the Great Depression, because Velveeta cheese was basically just government cheese. It's the same thing as fucking in Japan, ramen noodles were a scheme to make sure that people stop dying of starvation. Yeah, and now it's like the food of like gamer bros, and then if you're like really elite, you go to a proper ramen shop and get some real ramen. Well, I mean, that's like ramen existed before. That was like the proper
like
ramen.
Spam in the UK because we were getting bombed.
Oh, that's the thing I learned after the Cold War, and I learned it's like Russians really fucking loved Spam. And it was like one of the things from America that they loved was Spam. And like the whole it is good, but like the whole Hawaii as well. But like the whole
is fantastic.
Well, but like Dr. Sausage, like if you watch like Life of Boris, his Dr. Sausage, you read the history on that, it's based on Spam. It was like after
Dr. Sausage isn't born.
Well, it's like after World War II, and they ended the Lend-Lease shit. They stopped getting Spam, so they had to come up with their own, and they came up with Dr. Sausage. And that's not porn. It's literally like Life of Boris did a whole video on Dr. Sausage, and he explains why it's called that.
He showed us his Dr. Sausage, if you know what I mean.
But no, like, yeah, Spam is also really popular in like Hawaii and shit as well.
Why the fuck are they dying?
What?
Sorry, I'm playing Dark Souls 3 and I see a bunch of health bars going down in the background, and I'm wondering why is that happening.
I don't know if it's because of like all the coronavirus shit, but I started playing Plague Inc. A lot in the past like day.
It reminds me of a fucking meme where it's like when you played Plague Inc. on the fucking Area 51 computer and an outbreak happens in China. Uh-oh. What have I done?
There's a case of that shit in my city.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like scared yet, but the fact that
it'll be in California first. I can almost guarantee it.
Well, no,
they have gotten in France now.
Hey,
well, yeah,
guys, I live in.
Well, it's already been reported in Vancouver, Canada, and I think it wasn't California that got the first case. It was Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, it's in Seattle. That's where I am.
Now, California will be where it merges with the bubonic plague to create a super virus that just starts annihilating all life.
And then it becomes a grey goo scenario where it eats actual matter to make more.
But no, it's like I've been keeping kind of an eye on it. It's like they've already quarantined like 13 cities and 40 million people, which is like holy shit. That's a lot.
That shit is scary.
Yeah, well, and they've already published videos where they're like, yes, we're building a hospital, a 1,000-bed hospital to deal with this. And it's like, it looks like you're building a quarantine camp, not a fucking hospital.
I think to like a large extent, it's them being extremely careful because this like fucking Wuhan virus is like genuinely dangerous in like the way it expresses and the immunities it has.
Well,
I've seen like some conspiracy theorists claim that it's like a bioweapon that was released, and that's what they're being so careful.
At this point,
it's like
I wouldn't put it past them. Because remember how Hong Kong
it sounds like a bioweapon, but it broke free. Like they lost control of it, and it's now like
didn't they do like animal human hybrids as well, experiment and such, and then it came out. Alex Jones was right about that, and
it's probably not a bioweapon.
I think it's, Well, from the way it looks like, from all like, and I'm not a biologist, I'm not a smart person, but from looking back on the SARS outbreak, it sounds like because of all those fucking markets in China where you can literally like buy any kind of animal and just eat it, like the SARS virus came from CV cats, which are just
like. This suddenly, like every single plague we've had, it's connecting dots. They always start in China, and I think I know why now.
Well, it's like the SARS virus came.
Things that aren't edible.
Well,
don't eat cats.
Yeah, the CV cats aren't technically cats. They look like cats, but they're more like weasels. But no, that's how the SARS virus outbreak happened, and it's just like I think that's all this is. It's just like there's. Some fucking market bazaar in Wuhan, they're selling like fucking bats and mice to eat, and this is just a disease
that
the
actual Chinese government technically bans that shit, and they just ignore them.
Yeah, the Chinese government bans a lot of shit. That doesn't stop anybody.
Like the people are just like, no, it's tradition. You see, this is the part where the liberals like turn around and say every tradition. Like we need to respect. It's like no, I'm like if this genuinely starts spreading and killing lots of people, we need to level that city.
It's killing a lot of communists, so I see that as a good thing.
And we'll see. What's making it very, very bad this time around is that's happening right at the Lunar New Year, and this is when every Chinese person is like vacationing. It's like if a disease broke out right at Christmas time. In the West, it'd be the same fucking problem. So, you got hundreds of millions of people traveling for the holidays, and a lot of them are carrying this disease, and it's gonna make it really fucking bad.
We call it an epidemic.
I mean, just bring out the napalm and get it out.
It's too late now. It's spread. Like it's gonna.
You don't understand. Use more napalm. Use all the napalm.
Once you got like 3 major cities infected, you can guarantee the whole world will get it.
Oh, let's see if anybody gets
a big problem of globalization, frankly, which is why I will never leave the house again.
Oh, later, Beast. Have a good day.
See you around. I mean, he's not
Beast.
here anymore.
Yeah.
There's a mile a minute, remember?
Oh God.
I was about to make a reference of a Battle of Yonkers 2.0. If anybody remembers that book.
World War Z, right?
Yeah, the Battle of Yonkers, World War Z.
That's a good ass book, by the way.
It's a really fun book. I mean, it's
film is shit, but the book is really good.
The film did Israel a real disservice because Israel came out as like a fucking champ in the book.
Yeah.
Even
though they were being kind of racist.
Yeah, well, they were being super. No, if you want to talk about racist, look at how South Africa handled itself. They were using nukes in South Africa.
But wouldn't that just cause more mutations?
No, well, as a cliff notes to the book, what they were doing in South Africa was they were designating like Johannesburg and Cape Town and Pretoria as like cities that cannot fall. And then they designated other cities as bait cities, where they would intentionally send the zombies to these cities so they wouldn't go after the core cities. And it was like really, it was actually kind of fucking racist because those cities that were the bait cities had a lot of colored and native populations, but it ended up saving the country.
So just like 40k, where anyone that had like the witchcraft shit, they burnt alive. Those are the ones that survived.
Pretty much. The same.
All our media is pointing towards racism will actually save us.
That's why we need to start more eugenics and kill all the redacted.
Well, and a similar thing happened in Germany. One of the most heartbreaking chapters in World War Z is what happened in Hamburg. That was
so fucked up.
Yeah, because they sacrificed certain cities around Hamburg to save Hamburg, and like when the tanks and the retreated from the outer cities of Hamburg, the people who realized what was going on was like throwing like pots of shit at the soldiers and crying that it's like you're betraying us, you're leaving us to die, and how like the soldiers started committing suicide because they couldn't deal with what they had to do to save Hamburg.
It is genuinely that book is the most realistic like zombie scenario because it only focuses on the human drama.
Yeah.
What happened to England?
The British Crown stayed in London, and they ended up turning downtown London into a huge ass fucking fortress. And they ended up like the soldiers.
25.
Well, the soldiers, they realized that their guns, like their assault rifles and pistols and shit, weren't really effective. So they started using long swords and like axes to fight against the zombies because those are way more effective.
I did actually see that Shadowversity video where he was like, yeah, well, in the medieval period, the zombie apocalypse would have also been a big deal, but they would have had a way easier time dealing with it because they all had the adequate weaponry to deal with zombies.
Yeah, so you're like, in World War Z, London just turns into a mass. Like every town in Great Britain that had a castle just turned into a fortress, and they just trained people to use long swords and axes.
Not to mention that they also wouldn't have had as many problems with genociding the fuck out of anywhere that was.
Yeah, and then like what was it? Ireland? Ireland became the new. The Pope retreated from Rome to Ireland, so Ireland became the hub of Catholicism.
Wow,
which
after
is
all
actually
the zombies,
historically accurate, though.
Yeah.
Like after the zombies, like after it all passes, that's just a new rivalry. The Queen being head of religion on one island, and then the Pope's on the other.
So like in World War Z, that happened in England and Ireland. Germany focused itself around like Hamburg and Munich and Berlin. South Africa did the same thing as Germany. The United States just pulled all of their resources to the West Coast and just let the rest of the country go to hell.
Just this fucking scene where they use all of these they do this massive presentation, use all of these weapons against the zombies, and they just do nothing.
Yeah, the Battle of Yonkers was that. That was heartbreaking because because the way he wrote those soldiers is it was like they trusted that all their technology was going to save them,
and it did not.
It did not. The only country that played it smart was Israel, and even Israel got hit pretty hard by the zombies.
Yeah, just the whole fuck. I remember the chapter with the guy in the wheelchair who was like, "Yeah, no, the wheelchair saved my life."
Yeah, because the zombies they were used to grabbing at legs, and when they grabbed at the wheelchair, it confused them for like a couple seconds, so he could pull out his gun and shoot them in the head.
I did listen to a little bit of the book on like back in the day, but the one thing I do remember was the story of that blind Japanese guy who survived.
The blind guy.
Yeah, well, there was two of them. There was the otaku, and then there was the blind guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the forest, and he went to the forest to commit suicide, but he kind of got like a hallucination, or the god spoke to him and told him that there was a plague in the forest that he had to eliminate, and the plague was the zombies. So even though he was completely blind, he became like a master zombie killer. Because he could sense them by like sound and smell, and he was able to make traps and all that shit.
But the otaku guy was so cool because he just didn't notice that there was a fucking zombie apocalypse on for several days because he was stuck in his apartment.
Well, he didn't know he didn't know anything was wrong until he started starving because his parents stopped bringing him food.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh shit, I need to actually get out of this apartment building." And that whole story of him climbing down the apartment building.
Yeah, to get to his neighbor's katana and shit. Damn.
Yeah, that was a good story.
It is such a good book. It is just such a good book.
Yeah, don't watch the movie. The movie is fucking garbage. Don't watch the movie.
I want to write a book like that, but I have no idea what kind of book I would write. Like that format of the disparate stories, because it doesn't have a main character aside from maybe the guy who interviews all the people who we don't.
Hordes of chaos rising in a medieval environment.
Yeah, because the format of the story is, I'm the guy who had to write up a report of what happens, and this was like 10 or 20 years after everything went down.
Yeah,
and he's just like. He basically just published all the interviews that he collected that the United Nations was not interested in.
And it's so many different narratives, so many different like individual life stories by this like truly global event, so many different perspectives. It just seems like a joy to write that.
Yeah, because what was it? He had the first story was in China because that's where it happened, and he had the dude in Brazil, the surgeon in Brazil who performed illegal transplant organ transplants. He was tasked with doing a heart transplant for this rich German guy, and he did it, and then the guy woke up as a zombie because the heart they used was from a zombie.
Damn.
Yeah, that's oh god, that's fucked. And he had the story about Israel. There's India, because India ended up nuking a bunch of cities.
Did the nukes actually do anything against the zombies?
No, what they were doing was India was like moving their government up into the Kashmir, So what the nukes was they were nuking the mountain passes so nobody could get into the Kashmir.
Oh. Yeah, but the zombies can get through, though.
Well, they'd have a much harder time if the mountain passes were nuked.
Yeah.
The landslides. And he had they built a city in Greenland, which ended up being a terrible idea because zombies can freeze and say, in the story, it ended up being like the most dangerous places to be during the zombie apocalypse were Canada, Greenland, and Iceland, and also Siberia, because the zombies could freeze over the winter and then come back during the summer. And
I remember one of the late chapters, they were like, it's 20 years after the zombie apocalypse, and you have like military teams still going around those areas, fucking killing zombies every fucking year.
Yeah. It was like people thought that because, especially in like Siberia and Canada, people thought that they would be safe going into the colder regions, but that just ended up making the problem much, much worse.
So I take it the best regions were like the equatorial, because then they'd rot faster.
Yeah. Actually, like in the deep American South and like the equatorial regions, the zombies would rot faster.
Note to self: in a zombie apocalypse, go to the Sahara Desert.
I just go to Texas and use all the guns there.
One of the sillier chapters, which is, one of the harder to believe chapters, was about Cuba, because Cuba became like an economic superpower because of the oppressive communist regime. Because it's like what ended up happening is it's like
everyone's got an epidemic. We could literally just instantly close the country and shoot anyone that tries to come in.
Well, what happened was like they closed off their borders, and anybody from like Florida or Puerto Rico or any of the surrounding islands, they washed up ashore. They just killed them.
Damn,
it works.
But they can't. They are an island, and they can close off the country, while at the same time being large enough to sustain a large population.
Yeah, and then eventually, I think because the zombie apocalypse takes place in like the early 2000s, so Castro's still in power. He ends up passing away, and through that, Cuba becomes way more liberal. And then once the recovery starts to happen, once the humans start winning, Cuba just sort of becomes like an economic powerhouse because they managed to sustain themselves.
Yeah, compared to the rest of the world, they probably are.
Yeah, one of the creepiest chapters was the one about South Korea, because they were like, when everything started going down, North Korea just completely shut down. And they flew overhead like drones and spy planes over North Korea, and North Korea is just completely abandoned. And they don't. And it's like even during the writing of these reports, like 20, 30 years after the war, North Korea is still just empty, and everybody's just, nobody wants to go in because they don't know what to expect. It's like,
well, leader probably went AWOL, and then everyone just starved to death after that.
Yeah, but there were no corpses either.
Yeah, there was no dead bodies. It was like everybody just vanished. It's like, okay, the only way that the only thing that could explain this is that they had a massive like underground tunnel network.
Yeah, they all went underground.
And it's like we don't know if there's still humans or if they're zombies, and we don't want to find out.
Their Lord and Savior, the Kim opened up the gates to eternity.
Yeah, it's
Praise
just
our Lord and Savior.
Wait, does that mean in World War Z that it's canon that in Korea there are mole people?
No.
Yes. No. Yes. But that's just like 23 million people just fucking vanished. And it's like you don't know if there's still humans or they're zombies. It's like which one's more dangerous? Because if there's still humans, then they probably think they're the only humans left alive. So if you try to communicate with them, they'll probably just try to kill you.
Well, I mean, unless you can. I mean, zombies won't learn speech very quickly. But I mean, it is North Korea, so who knows what they think those zombies are.
That actually reminds me of something. Has anyone been watching that one show that came out on Netflix a while back? It's called Kingdom.
I started watching it. I watched a few episodes, but just the acting got on my nerves because it so often was like so over the top. Outside of the main characters, it felt like all of the actors were just comedy actors. They were overacting their roles to death. That's probably just a cultural thing, though. What the fuck?
I think that is because I've seen that in like one of my friends. She's really into K-drama. I've seen the same thing, so I think that.
Which is weird because Korean cinema is actually very good.
North or South Korean?
Well, both, obviously.
Well, yeah. What was that one zombie film from South Korea? I was about to say Train to Wuhan. That's not right. It was like Train to something. It was like a zombie outbreak that happens on a train, and it's like
Train to Busan.
Really, Train to Busan. Yes, I remember watching that. That's a really intense movie because it's like you have a zombie outbreak on a train.
Something is wrong with my audio. With my headphones.
Yeah, I typed in World War Z North Korea, and this just reminded me. One of the excerpts from the book said that they heard rumors.
Damn! 1 second. Neo posted in fucking in the chat as a super chat. I didn't actually see that. That film went finally on main channel, so I can put pretty colors in the YouTube chat. Thank you for the $20, Neo. There's been some weird shit going on with YouTube where, like my AdSense earnings dropped by like 70%, and I still get a similar number of views. So kind of, I just get apparently way less ads. Fewer ads are being played back against my videos.
It's called January.
Oh yeah. So talking of North Korean cinema, just have a watch of this. I first found out about this a few years ago, and this just.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Where it's just the United States.
But it's not even in the United States.
Yeah,
it's like
I can't play this obviously on stream because I get a copyright strike.
Well, yeah, probably. Just for anyone who wants to watch it, it's wonderful.
Is there a ringing on the? Just a question for the chat. Is there like a ringing coming from me from the live stream, like this, like a weird zzz sound in my because I can hear it. And it's definitely not from any of the people in chat, in like the channel here.
No, I can't hear anything.
No, this is why I'm talking to chat because I just to ask if I'm transmitting it.
Sorry,
I'm not hearing anything.
The American Red Cross supplies walls from material from North Korea.
No problems in your audio on stream.
Okay, well then apparently it's just my headphones or something. Because, like, how when you get a phone call and sometimes it's the tit thing? That's what it's been like in my right ear for, like, several minutes now.
Where's your phone?
It's, charging down here. I think it should be full at this point. It is full.
Because I've known that to be where, like, when it's sending or receiving data, it may... so it may cause.
Yeah, but my phone is here all the time, and this usually doesn't happen. So I don't.
So it's like I looked up World War Z North Korea, and I just one of the discussions reminded me of an excerpt from that chapter where they had a rumor that in order to stop the outbreak of the zombie virus, North Korea implemented. It basically forced all of the citizens to have their teeth removed.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So someone telling me that.
God.
Yeah, it's like you don't know if it's real or not. It's just a rumor.
That is what makes this book so good.
Yeah, it's like it could totally fucking happen. Yeah. There's also the Holy Russian Empire, where because of the zombie outbreak, the vast majority of Russians turn back to Orthodox Christianity, and so Russia just becomes this theocratic dictatorship.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
To be honest, right,
to-
from a Lithuanian friend, apparently the Russians really want to bring that back.
Russians
They
are
believe
pretty
that-
religious.
Like they believe that them ditching the monarchy was a terrible idea because they just after that everything just went to shit.
I mean, it is kind of true.
So we might actually see a Russian Empire reform.
Probably not.
I
How
don't
would you
know.
determine the royal family in this fucking century? It's not gonna happen.
Putin.
I feel like I don't mean to speak bad of Russians or anything, but I just feel like the Russian state is just kind of burnt out. It's just I just feel like they're too tired to become an empire again.
You mean any step they take, they get a nuking from Big Daddy USA?
Well, I don't think we're gonna nuke them. I think we're just gonna let them do, as long as they don't
you
fuck with
say
us.
that, dude, but I think their actions in places like Ukraine and speak otherwise.
They're trying, but there is.
Well, I
a
mean,
point
yeah.
and they
Yeah, if Russia tried to fuck with the Ukraine again, we might step in.
no one cares about Ukraine. That's why they got away with it. But if they like walked into like Lithuania, Estonia, or Poland, then that would be a war. A war Russia probably won't be able to win.
Anyway,
I
I'm gonna end the stream in a minute.
Okay.
Because it's done. Thank you all very much for watching and watching the making of the Aioli process. Obviously, we only took up half an hour for that. This is the finished product. I'm very excited to eat it. I'm gonna open this to get overwhelmed. Oh yes, very intense garlic flavor. Tremendous. This is gonna be great.
Because I've got some garlic cloves, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you
may
should
do
try this. It's really good. And yeah,
Yes.
basically,
Yeah.
see you around, cunts. Yes, I want to end.